Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. For today's video, I'm going to be filming a how I edit my pictures, how I take and edit my pictures. I actually went to the beach 2 days ago and I took a lot of pictures there, so I'm going to be editing some of those today and you guys are going to watch me do that, and I'm going to explain how I do it. For starters, I'm going to be talking about how I take my pictures. It's kind of different for everyone, but what works best for me is having someone else take the pictures for me. But I've been through the struggle of having to take your own pictures. It takes a lot for me to find the perfect picture. I wish I could show you guys, but when I take pictures, my camera roll is full and flooded of pictures. Yeah, this kind of isn't as bad as how my camera roll normally looks. So whenever I'm taking a picture, I normally just spam it and like click this button non-stop. That way I can kind of capture everything, like every second that I'm moving. If I set my phone up somewhere, what I'll normally do is record a video, which I really recommend doing if you're taking your own pictures too. I mean, you could use self-timer, but you're kind of just using self-timer, then running back to look at the picture, and then setting up self-timer again and running back again. What I found is easier is if you just record a video and just pose, and that'll be easier because then you can go back and watch the whole video and watch throughout and see if you like any poses, and you can just screenshot it. The only thing is that you do lose a little bit of quality when you do that. Also, what I really recommend using is a phone tripod. I actually was at Target this morning and I saw a kind of expensive one. I think this one was like $35. I'm going to show it up on the screen here. You really don't need to buy a tripod that's $35, especially if you're just using it for like taking pictures. You don't even need a tripod. I mean, there's been times where I will put some boxes and lean my phone up against the box and use that to take some pictures. Also, something that I recommend if you're using your iPhone or any phone really, I don't know if Android has this. What I did for my iPhone is I bought extra storage on my iPhone, and I pay 99 cents a month for me to have that extra storage, mostly because of my pictures, but also sometimes when I film videos, I'll sometimes airdrop them to my phone because I use filters on an app, which I'll show you guys later. It's the same thing that I use on my videos. My videos can be pretty lengthy, up to 10 minutes, even longer sometimes, so that's why I bought extra storage. I hope you guys can see that, but this is what it looks like. I think you can just go onto the Apple website or iTunes and look up the one that I got is the 50 gigabyte storage plan. So you pay 99 cents every month for that extra storage, and I have never run out of room ever since I purchased this. I used to run out of room. Before I purchased this, I would have to like delete apps or delete pictures or delete music or something like that, and it's just a lot easier having this because then you don't have to worry about what you're gonna sacrifice. So once I have all of my pictures laid out like this, I'll go through every single one of them, and whichever ones I like, I'll favorite them. Your phone will automatically make a folder for you where you can see all of your favorites. Look at my favorites and see if they're actually my favorites of my favorites. The best piece of advice that I have for you is just to kind of practice, take a lot of pictures, and then really kind of evaluate every single one of them and see what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Is it the angle? Is it the lighting? Is it the pose? So I don't think I said, but what I always take pictures on is my iPhone. This is the iPhone 11. Lighting wise, for the most part, if you go on my Instagram, I think you can see most of my pictures are taken outside. I just 110% love outside lighting rather than, like right now I'm using a ring light in my window, and I could probably look fine without the ring light, but it's just kind of that extra thing that I use for my videos. But for pictures, I don't use my ring light. And if you go on my Instagram, you can see that I really like taking pictures during golden hour. Like these were taken during golden hour, and this one's at the beach, so this was definitely golden hour, and this was too. And basically, if you don't know what golden hour is, it's basically just where like when the sun is going down and it just gives you that perfect golden look. Everyone looks so good during golden hour. 30 minutes or an hour before the sun sets, just go outside and you'll see the difference between that and like a regular normal time. Okay, so now moving on to what I use to edit my pictures. I feel like from here on up is where I kind of started organizing my feed a little bit better and trying to use the same filters. It also really helps that I take all my pictures outside. It makes my feed look good. I don't know, I'm just one of those people. Apparently Instagram feed's like a huge thing. Let's start editing my picture. Okay, so this is the app, or this is the folder that I use for my photos and videos. So not all of these are apps that I use for my editing my pictures. Some of them are what I use to edit my YouTube videos. But first, for starters, I'm gonna go into Visco. I absolutely love Visco. Visco is free, but if you want to edit your videos on there, it's not free. So for the most part on Visco, I use the C filters, C3 or C7, or even C9 sometimes. It depends on the picture that I'm editing, but I think this one looks pretty good with so C3, I like how C3 looks on like me and my skin tone, but then C7, I like how C7 makes the scenery look like the grass and the beach and the sky. This is hard. I think overall I like C7 more. I also like that C7 kind of makes me look a little bit golden and like we're in that golden hour. This is hard. I think I'm gonna go with C3. I feel like it brightens up the picture a lot more. The filter by itself, I think it's like a bit too much, so what I'll normally do is lower the filter maybe halfways-ish. Yeah, that's good. And then I'll go down here. I think for this picture I'm gonna lower the exposure, which is pretty much just the brightness, bring the contrast up just a bit. Sometimes I'll sharpen my photos, and this one I don't really think I need to. If I were to sharpen it, it kind of makes it look funny. Let me zoom it in so you guys can see. So if I sharpen it, it just looks weird and like fake almost, if that makes any sense. So, but normally if it's like a selfie just of me and there's not much going on in the background, then I will sharpen up my pictures. Clarity, same thing as well. If there's not much going on in the background, then I will bring up the clarity just a bit. But since there's already a lot, you see I bring up the clarity and it looks almost fake. Kind of. Saturation, this picture is pretty bright and colorful as it is, so I don't think I'm gonna need, yeah, definitely don't need to bring up the saturation at all. Highlights and shadows, usually I'll bring up the highlights a bit. I don't really know what it does, but it does something. Like, do you see? Actually, let's see. It makes the sky look better. I don't see how, doesn't really have much of an effect on me. So we're just gonna bring up the highlights. Shadows kind of makes the picture look a little bit faded, so I'm just gonna leave the shadows alone. White balance is the temperature if you want it to be more of a cool picture or a warm picture. Filters already naturally kind of have like a warm or a cooler tone to it, so then I will need to adjust it, but I think this one's fine. Skin tone, I do use that. I like how it makes my skin tone look sometimes. Okay, so if you bring it down, you look pink. Don't do that. I think this picture's fine. I don't really need to mess with the skin tone in this one. What I really like about Visco, next to the settings that we're already on, there's this little, it looks like a refresh logo, and I will add my creation onto there. Since I have 3 pictures where it's the same setting, same lighting, same everything, I already know what filter I want to do. I don't have memorized exactly how much I brightened up my picture or how much contrast I added or anything like that. So what's nice is that you can just save the custom filter that you just made, and so that way when I go to edit my other pictures, it's already there. This is one filter that I did really like. This filter goes good with pretty much every outdoor picture that I have, so I'm going to share it with you guys in case you want to try it. So it's the HB2 filter, and I bring that down to 4.5. And then I have my exposure, I bring it down to -1.2. The contrast is down to -0.6. The tone, I only adjusted the highlights and I brought it up to 5.7. The white balance on the temperature, I brought up to 0.5. The white balance tint, I brought up to 0.5 as well. The saturation, I brought up to 0.6. And the skin tone, I brought up to 1.6. And I sharpened the image to 2.5. Whenever I do use it, I still kind of adjust it. Like sometimes I like how this filter looks on a lot of outside pictures. I think it looks good on this picture. I would probably adjust some things, maybe like the saturation, the brightness, I don't know. But for the most part, this filter goes really well on a lot of my pictures. So that's what I do for Visco. Again, it varies picture by picture. So the next app that I use is Facetune. So Facetune is an app that you need to be very careful with because it is addicting. Facetune has a lot of amazing features. You can literally change your face completely on there. You need to be careful. I've fallen into the trap of blurring my face a little too much, whitening my teeth a little too much, things like that. I'll go into this retouch setting and go with smooth, and then just kind of like smoothen out just a bit. Be careful. If you do use the smooth effect, I would just say don't blur out your whole face. Like don't drag your finger all over your face, because that's when it starts looking pretty fake and obvious. Just try to go over the blemishes if that's what you're trying to fix, or your smile lines, just go over that. And since I'm kind of like sitting far back in this picture, I've noticed when I upload my pictures on Instagram, they tend to lose their quality a little bit. It's not even good enough quality where you can notice my pimples anymore. Okay, so this is kind of what I mostly use Facetune for. I really like their paint option. In this picture, you can see that in the background there is what looks like a cloud, except it's a cloud of smoke, black and gray, and it's ruining the vibes of this picture. And I mean, it's a fire. It was out of my control. So I like to go on the painting options, and then I'll normally go with tone for when it's something like this that I want to do. Sometimes what happens is with filters, sometimes you'll lose some colors in there. I'm just going to try to fix this cloud of smoke, and I'll normally go over with tone and just go over, yeah, you see, that looks a lot better. That obviously looks really pretty fake, but I'm gonna lower the like hardness of it. I think that looks better. There is one more thing that's kind of bothering me. So you see how these seats are like chipped? I am one of those people. Okay, actually, so I like the paint option on here, but I'm gonna show you guys another app. So I just saved that picture. Sometimes I'll use Pixar. I mostly use Pixar for my thumbnails. That little chip in the bench was just really messing with me. Sometimes I get like that with some pictures where there is just this one little thing that I need to Photoshop out of my pictures, or I just wish it wasn't there. So I'll go down here to tools and I'll go into clone, and then basically what this does is I just select an area of the bench that isn't messed up, and then I'll duplicate that into over here. This is super extra again, but it's just something that I've become like, I see something that really bugs me and I just feel the need to fix it. And then that's kind of it. Now that I have two other pictures that are in the same setting as this, now I have to do that all over again to the other two pictures. My Instagram followers are probably watching this and they're gonna go look at the pictures that I uploaded and they're gonna be like, girl, I know there was a chip in that bench. That's what I do to edit my pictures. I'm gonna put my Instagram handle somewhere here on the screen so that you can follow me, and yeah, I'm about to post these pictures, so go comment on how good my bench looks in that picture. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy watching this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!